We are going to Tampa. Jason, you're up with Brandon Steiner.
Hey, Brandon. Jason Eckhardt, pleasure to meet you. Whole half of my family, or more than half, are big Yankees fan. I'm a Philly guy myself, but so my question, you mentioned about your two most important books and the date book component, and you just touched on it, which I didn't get the third piece. So dream big, sample small. And what was the third piece there?
Fail quick.
There you go.
Dream big, sample small, fail quick.
So
it's in my third book. If you go to Collectible Exchange, you get the book for free. Just pay for the shipping.
There you go.
I love the Living on Purpose book, but most of the people read You Gotta Have Balls. That was my second book. And if you're young and just getting started in your career, the business playbook is gold as far as you want to start building your brand. It gives you not what to do, but it actually shows you how to do it. I think a lot of times when you speak with people like myself that have had a little success, I really tried in my communication not to tell you what to do, because nobody wants to be told what to do. I show you what I did. And a lot of people don't want to be that transparent, but even like Dana was mentioning earlier, like I showed him what I experienced. I showed him what I did. And I think it's really important in the learning process that to be able to be told what to do. But most people don't want it. So I show you what I did. I show you the idiot, stupid things I've done and how I went to correct it. Because that's a big part of brand building and growing, is just getting over your mistakes and disappointments quickly. And I show you how to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so just my question, which that ties into, is with valuing your time. Obviously, it's always a challenge for us. So that quote ties into it. But with you having success in so many areas, any other thoughts, tidbits you could share with us on how you do manage your time so effectively when you're pulled in so many directions, have so many options, businesses, et cetera?
There's a blog, or if you go to brandsteiner.com, talks about your first 90 seconds. And I don't want to take up too much time on this, but I think everything starts in your first 90 seconds. The other 23 hours, 58 minutes, and 30 seconds is dictated by your first 90 seconds. And a long story short is you got to figure out what's important and who's important. I used to wake up in the morning. I didn't even know if my wife was alive. I had no idea what my kids were. I just wanted to get successful and get to the office. And it's delusional approach, because it's just really no way to live. I'm not a big work-life balance. I'm a respect life balance. You know what I mean? Like, you got to respect your health. You got to respect your faith. You got to respect your family. So what I try to do is in the first 90 seconds, think about who's important and what's important. If my wife's having a mammogram at 11, I want to call at 11:01 and see if she's okay. I know right now my wife is doing a charity event and feeding the hunger in Westchester. So when I go home tonight, I'll ask how that was. I caught that in my first 90 seconds. I know an employee is going through a struggle. I'm going to check in on that person. How many times do you go home at night and then oh man, I forgot you had a test today. Oh man, I forgot. So you can't have your most important thing not be your most important thing. And I think you got to get your MVP list together. MVP, your most valuable priority list. First thing before you even put your foot on the floor. Figure out who's important, what's important, and do what's important for who's important every day. And you can't compromise and negotiate on that part of it, because it's not that hard. I think it's also important not to have more than 3 priorities in a day. Figure out what your 3 most important things are and sprint to them. Most people, you talk about the ABCs, and most people run to the easier stuff, and then somehow the hardest stuff isn't gotten to. I see that particularly with a lot of younger people. But make sure when you get to your office, make sure you know what the 3 most important priorities are for that day. If you have more than 3 priorities, go to the bar, get drunk, or whatever it is. Just do something else, because you're not going to be productive. It's really hard to do more than 3 really important things in a day. And if you should get that done, then you'll figure out what the next 3 are. But try to minimize and be realistic. I know so many people that wake up in the morning. I'm kind of feeling that way lately myself. It's like, how the hell am I going to do everything I got to do today? And then you go through the day, and then at night you're going through, oh shit, man, all this stuff I forgot to do, I didn't do. So you're feeling overwhelmed at the beginning. You're feeling like you're a failure at the end of your day. It's not a good way to build up. So time management, capacity is a state of mind. And I think it's really about prioritization, your MVP list in the first 90 seconds, not having more than 3 priorities. So, go look at your to-do list and pick out the 3 most important priorities and nail that. And the other stuff you'll figure out how to do, but you got the most important stuff done. And it's really, really important, management by objective. And that is, getting those three most important things and doing what's important for who's important. Right away, know where your priorities are right away in the first 90 seconds of your day, and know who's important and do what's important for who's important every day. And I know there's a lot on a lot of people's plates, and I know it's a busy time, but it's never a time to forget what's important and who's important.
Love it. Now, there was a legend, though, that recently told me that 3 things were too many. So
Yeah.
you said 3 priorities, so I might keep it to 2, but I get the message
Okay.
nonetheless. I get the message nonetheless. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding. I appreciate
That's
it, Brandon.
okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you got it.